Brand Me is in the first place a program that helps women to rediscover their powerful selves. That seems to be a huge problem for many women. They never actually work on themselves. They always serve, their families, their companies, but seldom themselves. So you will hear a lot of women say like, oh, my career, it really happened to me because I met so-and-so and I got this offer, etc., etc. But they were never at the steering wheel of their own lives and their own careers. So what we want to do or want to achieve with Brand Me is to help women really find out what they are good at, what they are not so good at, how they can maximize their strengths, and how they can minimize, their weaknesses, but to have them come up with a plan for themselves, and that's why we call it Brand Me. Think of yourself as a living brand. How will you position yourself? After having done this personal mastery work, how will you position yourself? What conversations are you going to have with whom? What are you going to try to avoid that makes you, makes functioning difficult for you now? How are you going to improve your work-life balance? What are you going to do about it? What are the next steps, etc., etc.? So it's very difficult to do that on your own, and that's why we have a magnificent cast of facilitators in the program that really help women, to achieve that and to get to that plan. Tackle the problem from an economic and a strategic point of view. Look at all the research, look at all the numbers. It is crystal clear that if you have at least 3 women or 30% females in your decision-making bodies, that you end up, performing better as a company and having a better climate as a company. It's very hard to ignore that research. So that company should strive, for more inclusive cultures, and that doesn't mean 50-50. Everybody should look at the proper balance, for their own company. But you can't say that the current averages that you see in companies, where it is, 85%. In the top ranks, male, and 15% women, that is logical in a world where 60% of the graduates are female, in a world where 80% of consumer purchasing decisions are made by women. That's a bit, there's an anomaly there. Brand Me is usually run internally in companies because as ELP, as Executive Learning Partnership, we always work within companies and we bring the change about from within. So we like to tailor the program to the specific needs of that company, so taking into account the organization and the history and the sector, etc., etc., and the specifics about that company. But we do run it twice in an open version in order to give companies an opportunity to experience how different this program is.